Hello, this is Carrie O'Donnell from Tarot Soul Writer. And if you would like a personal reading with me, go to tarotsoulwriter.com, which should be right below here next to my name. And you can sign up for a personal reading. In fact, I would love to start briefly with a short commercial because part two of my course on tarot soul writing will be tomorrow night, starting at Thursday, 8 p.m. There are 5 classes in the month of March on Thursday evenings. And I know some people had some trouble signing up, so I just wanted to share how to go to the website and sign up in case there was any problems. Do go to tarotsoulwriter.com. Like I said, I am just going to show you what it looks like. Yeah, so here's my website. And if you go right here to the link Tarot Soul Writing Classes, click that. Then scroll down. And you will see the classes that are coming up. Tomorrow night's class is the Shadow. And then class 7 will be Healing Our Pain and Trauma. Class 8 will be Social Justice. Class 9, Manifesting Our Dreams. And Class 10, Our Soul's Purpose. So if you would like to sign up for the classes, just press the Book Now button. And let me just show you what it would look like from there. Yeah. So once you press the Book Now button, you will get the scheduling. And you can see this is where you would sign up for personal readings for me. And down at the bottom, it says Tarot Soul Writing Classes. And you are signing up for all 5 classes at once. You press the Book Now button. It's $50, $10 per class, which I think is really reasonable compared to some classes out there. And you're in. Thursday nights, we have a small group forming. I'm pretty excited. I kind of feel like this next section is the more advanced class in some ways. Like I get this sense that the people who are signing up are really focused in not just on the basics of writing process and how to use the cards, but really focusing in on spiritual work. And if you feel like that's where you are, please sign up. It's a great way to connect the cards to your writing, to just talking as a group. And the interesting thing is, at the end of each class, we can kind of see how our guides and our angels have set a theme for us. Like I've set a topic for the class, but I feel like Spirit sets a theme for all of the people who are signing up for that particular night. So we had a great time, I think, in part 1. I do hope you'll sign up. It's not too late. You can sign up right till the, few hours before if you need to. And I will get that link. It will be a Zoom link and you can join us and it will be great. Right. So that was my little commercial. So yeah, I've been away for a little while. Just, so you know, I'm going through big changes in my life right now, like huge changes. Which includes cleaning out my father-in-law's house. We worked on that all January. He passed away in October. And anyone who has been through that process knows how emotional it can be. There's just a lot of pressure, a lot of things that need to be done to finalize his belongings and so forth, family business and that type of thing. And we're in the process of selling his home, and that should take us most of the spring. And all of this is very time consuming because my husband and I work, very intensely during the week. And then weekends, we're pretty much spending on that. So it was taking its emotional and physical toll on us. So just bear with me. And I know then the changes don't stop for me. We are probably going to be moving to another state. I hope to be moving to the state of New Hampshire, fingers crossed, when the right property comes to me. If it's not this year, it will be the very beginning of next year. I have my youngest son who is 22, and he's finishing up his last year of college, and knock on wood, things look good so far. And I do believe he will be graduating in December of this year, 2023. And that's very symbolic for my husband and I. It's also symbolizing a life shift for us. So at this time, all four of my children have been properly educated, have been thrust into the world. I have another son who will be moving. He's with me right now, trying to save money, and he will be starting a new life in Florida. And we will be helping him with that transition at the end of the summer. So as you can see, lots of changes, everyone moving to different areas. And yeah, I haven't really had time to focus on YouTube, and not because I don't love it. It's just, I think I'm going to be a little erratic between now and next, like a year from now. It will probably be for this next year, starting now. I'm going to be a little on and off, but I hope you hang in with me and stay subscribed. And I'm going to do my best to get content to you as soon as possible. So with that said, I would like to start some quickie political tarot questions. I've been late to the party. I wrote this down, and I did put some banners up. So we're going to start with this question, and that's the student loan forgiveness. So will the Supreme Court allow student loan forgiveness? All right. Will the Supreme Court allow student loan forgiveness? We know it's in the court, and I think they just did a story with Roberts. He's, I think, holding pretty firm to the fact that he feels Biden doesn't have authority to do that. I want to tell you a little story as I'm shuffling the cards here, because for me, it's a real personal issue. All right, I have to complain. I have to go on a rant for a minute, because I shout out to my husband, who still has student loans, and it's not because we're slackers, and it's not all the things that the other side wants to say about us, but my husband's a social worker, and he's worked with developmentally delayed adults. He's worked with elderly, and he's currently assisting in teachers with children with autism. So this is really good work. It's spiritual work. He's giving himself a lot to helping people and helping his community. And he's never made a dime. Like, we've always struggled because he just hasn't made a very high salary doing that work. And so going to school, we had to borrow money. We had 4 children. Long story, but he thought he qualified for the public service loans. And we went through the whole process, and, Biden said we could go back 10 years and he could get credit for it and so forth. And we just found out, oh no, you don't qualify because you didn't make 120 payments yet. And I'm thinking, he's had this loan for 20 years. How have we not made 120 payments? But I think it's because the loan was bought and sold and transferred and all of this stuff. And we had some time where we got some, when you don't have to pay for a while. I forgot what that's called. I'm losing the word for it. But I think a combination of all these things made it so that there wasn't 120 consistent payments made in all of these years. And I'm thinking to myself, what a scam. Like, what a scam. Like, what does this man have to do to get some loans forgiven? I mean, he's given so much service. And I know a lot of people will say, well, you know what he got himself into? He borrowed the loans. Everyone has to pay back their loans. But his salary never was able to be able to make those payments and to get rid of the loan. He can only pretty much pay interest. And people might say, well, why did he borrow so much? Right? Like, he shouldn't have borrowed. If he didn't borrow so much, he wouldn't have been able to be a social worker. He wouldn't have been able to help those people. So somebody has to do that work. That's my argument. What's a little bit of help for people in certain professions that they're not going to be making the big bucks? And so we're like sitting on that. And then there's this, which is a completely separate forgiveness. It was really based on COVID and giving people some relief during that disaster. And I think I still have student loans from graduate school. I was a teacher. I didn't make much money either. I think we both deserve a little bit of relief. We're not saying, give up our whole debt should be wiped out for free, but we've also paid a lot. I've already probably paid back all my loans. It's just that the interest keeps compounding and then you just can't get out of it. And if, like I said, if you're in certain professions, so is there going to be some sort of student loan forgiveness for people based on this court decision? Let's take a look. All right, so it starts with the Ace of Cups reverse. That's not a very abundant card for me. There's a lot of emotions here. There's a lot of arguments, like we don't have the money for this. Not a good sign to start out the gate. Queen of Cups reversed. When I think of this, I'm thinking of a lot of over-the-top emotions. So again, both of this is both parties seem very emotional. And I'm getting, they don't want to let go of the money. Oh, look at this. The King of Swords reversed. That is a man who is overreaching his power. And so I feel like this might be the deciding factor. Like that's what they're saying. You are all whining and being overly emotional. We don't have the money. And this man is overreaching his power. What's the outcome? Now, this is interesting. The World. There is some sense of completion and wholeness, and it feels somewhat positive. I need a clarifier on that. But the Page of Pentacles is reverse. There are some mistakes here. There's something about kids or young people not being able to start out financially. And there's something to do with unemployment. So I feel like there is going to be some relief here. I think it is mostly going to be for young people who, not people like me, unfortunately, not people like my husband who have been dealing with loans for a million years and we're probably going to have the debt when we die. This is going to be more the young people coming out. We don't want them to have to make the same mistakes. I think people who are unemployed or people who can't find sufficient employment. So maybe this could be someone like my husband who doesn't really make enough compared to the debt that he has. Or it just could be people who are unemployed, people who do not have work right now. Especially because of COVID, which was one of the main reasons. Although it makes me feel like if you have a job already, you might not have relief. If you're not new and you weren't like young and starting out, you're not going to have much relief. So it's going to be very limited. It may be with the people getting loans who are young, like I said, or unemployed. That's what I'm getting. I don't feel like it's going to be across the board. Now, that would mean that somehow they feel that Biden isn't overreaching in some way. There's some compromise. There's some wholeness. There's some bringing this all together. So I don't know how that translates into an argument, but we're not all going to get relief. That's kind of what I'm getting at. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I wanted to look at the Ohio disaster, and I felt like this was just horrible. Like, I don't even know what to say. It really hit me. I knew that there were going to be a lot of environmental problems this year. I felt like that was the message I had gotten at the eclipse. I had picked up a lot of natural disasters, but I also just felt like environment would be the focus in this country this year for a lot of reasons. This could be one of them. So I would like to know what the ultimate outcome is environmentally for the Ohio train disaster. And I'm going to use a couple of decks here. I am going to use the regular Morgan Greer Tarot, and I'm also going to use my environmental deck. So let's take a look and see what I get. All right. What is going to be the ultimate outcome environmentally? Okay. The first thing I do get is my King of Cups. So I do feel like this is Biden, and he is offering help and services to the people who are most affected by this disaster. We have here property owners is what I'm getting from this. People's security, especially financially and with their property. He is going to give help to those people. I do feel like there may be some people who are going to have to be financially helped concerning their property. In other words, their property will not be sellable. Like they might have to leave, and they're going to need money for their property. In fact, the next card here, the Queen of Pentacles, I do feel like both of these cards is money coming from the government to displaced people. What I did ask, though, is what is the ultimate outcome environmentally? And my outcome card is the Ten of Swords. This is not good. There's going to be illness here. There are going to be people feeling betrayed. Yeah. Let me just do a clarifier. There's protest. Lots of protest related to this. One more. And this is about sneakiness and theft and using your words to manipulate people. They're protesting. They feel like they're being manipulated. So there are some people here who are taking advantage of the situation. I got the Fire card from the environmental deck, the Six of Fire. And a lot of this could be abuse of resources, lots of changes here with how we do things. Was there a fire involved with the train disaster? I can't remember if anything burned, but there is something here I feel like burned is kind of what I'm getting. And I do get the air card. So something that's burned has gone into the air. And I also get the earth into the ground, like actually in the ground. So I think it might be affecting water. I feel like they're pulling up dirt. I don't know how this fits, but I get like they're digging up dirt, like they're digging it out and trying to carry it out is kind of what I'm feeling here with this card. But the people are going to feel manipulated. There are going to be a lot of environmental protests from this. And I feel like the only relief is that Biden is going to try to compensate some people for their property. So there may be something there. But that doesn't help people who are sick. Like just because I might get, I move out of my house and I might get what it's worth from the government, that still might not pay my medical bills if I'm very, very ill from whatever has toxics have gone into the environment. So what a disaster. Just, it's going to take a while. It's the sense that I'm getting to sort all of this out. Like lots of years. What was that neighborhood in the 70s with the radioactive waste? Was that Love Island or something? Like, I don't know if it was Love Island. Something Island. Now I can't. You can put it in the comments of what I'm thinking about. It was like in the 70s. It was like a whole neighborhood, a whole development that had to be abandoned. Because of nuclear waste. I know someone will remember. I was just a kid, but I just remember like, oh, they had to all leave their houses. That was around the time that the movie The China Syndrome came out. I think that was Jane Fonda, wasn't it? I think. All right, so my next question is concerning our social media and China. So I had written down that the House has just approved a bill giving Biden the power to ban TikTok. And of course, we know that TikTok is Chinese owned, and they may be using TikTok to target Americans and to steal data and God knows what else, right? So in fact, in some universities, they've already banned the use of TikTok. But, you know, there are a lot of people who love TikTok and they feel like that's still an infringement on our rights. If we want to use TikTok, we should be able to use TikTok. So I guess my big question is, will TikTok be banned in the United States? Will TikTok be banned? TikTok be banned? All right, so first card is strength, patience, taming the beast. So I think that has something to do with China and wanting to show that we're strong and that we're not going to be taken advantage of. The Wheel of Fortune is reversed. So this is like change not happening very quickly or not at all. There is money to be made on TikTok. This is a big issue. A lot of people's would have a change in fortune, so to speak, if this was banned. The Two of Pentacles is reversed. There's something being out of balance between us and China. We really need to ban this, though, because, we don't want them, in a sense, figuratively burning down our cities. We need to be on top of this. This could get out of control very fast. The outcome. The High Priestess, secrets. Things behind the scenes. I need a clarification on that. Two of Swords, we're on opposite sides of the fence concerning whether we should, separate ourselves from TikTok. I'm not sure. Let's do one more. People are fighting. People are trying to fight this. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it, to fight it. Is China up to no good? Yes. The secrets, the things that are underneath the surface. But we're split. We're split on this. There are some people who are going to lose some money. And it looks like no. I think too many people are going to fight this. I don't get that TikTok is going to be banned in the U.S. like across the board, like a presidential thing or something in Congress. I don't think it's going to happen. It's too much. And cards are showing that there's still reason to do so. It still wouldn't be a bad idea. Yes, it comes down to money, I think, again. Money. All right. Let's finish it up with my favorite topic. Our favorite person in March. What's going on? We're waiting and we're waiting. And what's going on with him? What's going on with Trump in the month of March? Is he going to get justice? Is anything going to start happening? What's his state of mind? What will he be dealing with concerning his crimes for entertainment purposes only? Let's take a look. And I might pull some cards from a couple of decks here. Let's take a look. All right, so we're starting with the World card reversed. So something's incomplete. He wants something to end, but it's not ending yet. I'm also, I am getting something global with this as well. He's losing popularity with any of his contacts internationally. So even people like Putin or the Saudis or anyone else he felt like he was aligned with, I feel like something has happened where he's not getting the same support. All right, here is the Three of Swords reversed. He seems optimistic, ironically enough, that he can get out of some of this stuff. I guess that's full Trump style. Like, he is thinking positively. He feels like he can get through something no matter what. He can fix things. And here, this would have been one of my jail cards. But when I'm getting this reversed, and this is the Nine of Swords, again, a sense of trying to get out of things. I'm going to release myself from my shackles. I'm not going to jail in March. I'm going to get out of this. Wow. All right, let's see the outcome. Let's see what's going on. All right, the Queen of Swords is reversed. Now, this is a queen who is a pit bull. She's Lady Macbeth. She's a bitter queen. She gets her person. This is someone related to the law who is female, and she wants a piece of him, and she is not going to let go. She's not letting go. So this must be related to possibly the cases in Georgia is what's coming to mind here. Let's get some clarifiers. All right. The Death card is reversed. So there is not a new beginning or transformation. This is a real ending. A real ending. We also have to watch out for physical death with this card, entertainment purposes only, but he's going to have to really watch his health and his person during this time. But something is being delayed in March that I feel, and it has to do with this woman. Need one more. Look at the money is leaving. This is like, okay, I'm getting some donations. This is like, there are no donations. People are not donating to me. I'm in debt. I need more money. This has to do with a scheme involving money or changing in hands. This could even be related to that Georgia case because there was some sense of bribery and bullying and possibly something about money changing hands in a negative way that may be coming out in March. Let me take a look at my deck of characters. See if I can get some kind of enlightenment on that. What's happening to Trump in March? Yeah, see, he thinks he's the master. He thinks he's got it all together, is what I'm getting. He is very full of himself, feeling like he's going to get out of this. I keep getting that. So crazy to me. The cauldron. All right. So financially, I feel like he's putting all of his money in one pot. He's trying to get all his resources together. And I get this idea of cooking up a scheme with this, cooking up another scheme. I mean, isn't that what he does? But he's the naked man. Everyone knows the truth. He is the emperor who wears no clothes. That's who he is. And that's who he is going to be shown to be in March. I think this has something to do with that financial dealings that I see coming out, a real ending with something. And it is related to a woman. It was related to a woman. So it's kind of like we see him for who he really is in March. And let's see one more. It has something to do with what he's saying, what he's speaking. So maybe this has something to do with some other tapes or some other recordings of Trump that we haven't heard yet. We got the little elves here. And the Grim Reaper. Right. So it's funny because, I mean, that's who we're getting here too. There's something coming for him. I would not be surprised if we get a recording, something with his words that shows him who he really is. He's cooking up a scheme, but it's like he's not prepared for sort of there's a turn in support. I think that's how I would say in March. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not getting huge actions. I'm feeling like we're getting somewhere in weakening him, I think, in the month of March by revealing certain things. That woman kind of makes me feel like it's this Georgia situation, not New York. And I don't think this has anything to do with January 6th. So I think things might be going down concerning Georgia. As far as the federal cases, I'm not getting as much yet in March, but we'll see. I know that by the couple of cards I got, Trump thinks he's untouchable. He feels like nothing's going to happen to me. Nothing's going to happen to me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So that is my Quickie Political Tarot reading. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you like my video, please press the like button, thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. I do promise that I will try to get content at least once a week. It might be every couple weeks. Just bear with me this year as I go through all of these different transitions and I can get settled a bit. And I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to sign up for my class tomorrow night. We're going to have so much fun. As always, it was a pleasure reading for you. Bye-bye.